Hello, and we're doing some solving equations today, and specifically where there's the unknown on both sides. And what we need to do is we need to combine these x's so that it reduces just down to one letter x, and then we can do our normal solving. So if you remember, when we're asked to solve, the fundamental answer at the end will be, for this one anyway, x equals a number, or z equals a number, or b equals a number. We want to know what value, sometimes values, but not in this case, single value of x will make this side have the same value as this side. We can do that in a process of doing steps where we move numbers around, and we do that by doing the same thing to both sides. Or you can think about it as if you want to move something like this over to the other side, you've got to do the opposite maths to achieve it. So let me just get rid of some of the annotation for now. Let's go through some of the examples, because it's often easier to see it happening, and then you can sort of map that onto the same processes with your questions, just with different numbers. Now, my suggestion is always to move the smaller amount of x. So I'll be moving the 2x here. That keeps the x's positive. If we move the 6x, I'd end up with a minus number, and I don't like that. It doesn't matter, it'll still work, but I just don't like it. So I'm going to move the 2x. And you've got to remember that in front of the 2x, there's an invisible plus sign. Each term has the sign in front of it that belongs to it. The thing that's after it makes absolutely no difference whatsoever. So we have to remember that's positive 2x because it's at the front, and the opposite of adding 2x is to take it away. So if we do that to both sides, 6x, take away the 2x is 4x. We've still got the minus 2, we've still got the equals, and we've still got the plus 10. But I'll just write 10 because we don't put the plus at the beginning. We now need to get rid of this minus 2, and we do the opposite. So the opposite of taking is to add. So we're going to get that 4x, that's still there, equals 10 is still there, but now we've got plus 2. And of course, you don't need to write it out like that. You can do that in your head. 10 plus 2, that's 12. So you're very welcome to do that in your head and just write down the result. And then if you remember, 4 and then a letter is a shorthand for saying 4 times the x. So the opposite of timesing by 4 is to divide by 4, and 12 divided by 4 is 3. Now that's the answer to the solve. That's the number that will make this side equal this side, and it would be a good idea to check that either on your calculator or manually by substituting it into each side and checking that it works. Let's move on, look at the other two. So same thing here, I've got the smaller amount of z, and I'm going to move that across so I can simplify it with the amount here. It's positive 2z because it's at the front with no minus sign, so it must be positive. So I'm going to take it away. 4z, take away the 2z, leaves me with 2z. I've still got the minus 16 and the equal sign and the 2. I'm going to move the 16, it says minus, so I'll do the opposite. I'm going to add, I'm going to get 2z equals 2 plus 16, 18. And finally, to get rid of the 2, that's 2 times z, so z equals 18 divided by 2, which is 9. Now the last one is just trying to throw one extra hurdle at the very beginning, which is that we've got this bracket. And if you remember, a number and then a bracket means to times what's inside the bracket by what's outside. So we're just going to times that out and get 7b plus 7. Okay, so let's draw a little box, keep everything separate. We've got 3b minus 5 equals 7b plus 7. Whoops, that is a z, not a 7. Try again, plus 7. There we go. And now we can solve it exactly the same way. Notice this time the smaller amount of b is on the left, and it's plus. Yes, very tempting to think, oh, there's a minus sign. Okay, but that minus sign belongs to the 5, not the 3b. It's plus 3b, so we take it away. And we get minus 5 equals 7 take 4, sorry, 7 take 3 is 4, 4b plus 7. And then I need to get rid of this 7, so I take it away because it's plus, do the opposite. I get minus 12 equals 4b. I need to divide by the 4 and switch it round so the b's on the left. So I say that b equals minus 12 divided by 4, which is minus 3. Again, every time you get an answer, you need to be checking by substituting it back in on one side and the other and checking they give the same amount. Or if you've got a calculator that does shift solve, you can check it on there. I'll go through that in another video, exactly how to check your answers with solving. For now, hopefully that all makes sense to you and you can use those as examples to solve your questions. If you have any issues, you can let me know in the comments. But for now, cheerio. When I found the button, there it is.